Welcome to the Want to Learn podcast. I'm your host, Francis Tapon. Do you know the biggest country in Africa? It's not Sudan, not anymore at least. It is Algeria. And yet, a lot of people don't know anything about Algeria, even though you could fit all the Western European countries into Algeria. That's how big it is. I spent a couple months in Algeria trying to get to know the people. And in this podcast, I have two Algerians, one Zakaria and the other Samir, who I ask a bunch of questions about what it's like to live in their country. Also sitting at the table is a South African named Karen, as well as a Cameroonian named Rejoice, who's my wife. Hope you enjoyed the roundtable discussion. This podcast is brought to you by Tour Radar. Go to tourradar.com/wanderlearn to get a chance to win a real cool trip around the world. Also, Health Access Sumbawa is a nonprofit you should consider supporting. Enjoy the podcast. So, Zakaria, you've been to Egypt?
Yes,
And obviously, you know your home country of Algeria. Tell me, what did you see the differences between? Have you been to Libya too?
No, I never been
Tunisia,
to,
yes.
Yes, Tunisia.
So, most Americans, they think of, these countries as being all North African, but there must be some differences between the three countries that you've been to: Tunisia, Algeria, and
yes.
And you've been to Morocco too?
No, not yet. But I have
three of the North African countries you've been to.
Yes, every country have like some special way of thinking, talking, like the manners. It's depend of each country.
Give me an example, Zakaria.
Like here, Algeria like a little bit angry people. But they are good people. I mean, it's not when someone like shout with you. It's not. It doesn't mean that he's a bad person or he will hurt you. It doesn't mean that. But in Tunisia, they are the opposite of that. They talk like slowly, good way, but maybe they won't help you as Algerian people. You know, Algerian people are more generous, more Algerian people. They can take you to their homes. They like. We are like proud of it.
Hospitality.
Yes, hospitality. It's the opposite in Tunisia. Maybe because they are a little bit poor. They don't have like oil in Algeria.
But Tunisia, I think, is also a very rich touristic place, and so maybe they're tired of all the visitors. They're not as excited about seeing them. In Algeria, you get fewer tourists, so maybe
that's one point.
I mean, in general, wouldn't you agree, Karen? When you go to places that are not touristic, the people are more hospitable.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I saw when I travel. In Egypt, like it's another experience. Egyptian people like they want to talk to everyone. Want to tell you his story. He talk to you as like he is your brother, as your friend. Even if you don't know him, if you go to the taxi, he will start talking to you with like politics, with everything. But as I told you, all people there, not all people, but especially they have stores or they have like cars, taxis. They want to rob you. Don't give you the right prices. But if you know how to deal with that, they won't harm you or something. If you know that the right price, you tell him no, this is not the right price. He will accept it. He won't harm you or something.
Sure.
But I found like in every country, I found like some people, they try to help me without any like reason. They want to like give me the good things of the country, even the bad thing they try to explain to me. Like in Egypt, they told me if someone told you about wrong price something, because we are poor, we don't have like other like ways to gain money, only from tourists. So we should lie, you know. So in Egypt, I had like a girlfriend there. Because of that, I went there. Yes. So I tried to talk to. I cannot speak about. Okay, so I talked to her before. I will go to Egypt. I will meet you. She's like a shy girl, and her family like.
How did you meet her, on the internet?
Yes, on the internet. I know her from many years.
Just on like Facebook or some dating site?
I think no, not from dating site, from gaming site.
Gaming
yes,
site. Okay.
Yes,
So she's
we used to play games, and then we knew each other better. I liked her like the way think and stuff.
Mhm.
And then their family like close people. They don't let like their daughter go out and stuff.
Right.
So I went there. I went to Cairo. She lived like near to Cairo, but not in Cairo. So I want to meet her. I couldn't. She couldn't come because, as I said, her family like close people. So I went there. I went to her town, small town. The way of transportation was disaster. They have yes, the train was like million people into
What
this
did you
train.
think of Cairo?
Cairo, it's like a very like paradox between like the new things, the old things.
Mhm.
You know, it's a little bit not so clean, but people there generous with the way they talk, the way you know. Anyway, I went to this town, and the small towns not like Cairo. Cairo is open.
How far from the Cairo?
About 50 kilometers.
50.
Yes,
Mhm.
about 50. Yes.
So maybe about
40.
1 hour.
Yes, about 1 hour. But the roads not so well.
So maybe
If I want to like when I went by bus, but when I come back by train. By bus, it's like gardens and stuff, but the roads were disaster. But it was like nice experience.
Mhm.
And I met
This
her.
was the first time you see her.
Yes, I saw her like in pictures, videos. Yes, but it's my first time there. Yes, she was too shy. We couldn't like make. Big conversation, like long conversation. All our talk, like how are you? How are you?
Yeah.
The most of time.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And after that, I told her I want her to meet me like in Cairo. She brought her sister, older sister. So they went there and we talk and we had a nice time.
Her older sister.
Yes.
Mhm. How old was the two sisters?
The younger, the one I know, she's like 19,
Mm-hmm.
and her older sister about like 22.
Okay.
Yes.
And you are about 25?
27.
27. Okay.
Now I'm
Yeah.
27. Yes. Yeah. Last year I was 26.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had like a nice.
Conversation.
Yes. Nice time.
Because her sister was there, she felt more comfortable.
Yes.
Yes.
Because basically I was talking only with her sister because she was very shy. She couldn't talk at all.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, and I met her like in third meeting. It was like impossible meeting because she came alone and she never came back to Cairo. I told her come. Maybe I would disappear there. I told her I came from Algeria, didn't disappear, and you came like 40 kilometers you disappear. I don't know the routes, so I start to show her the routes. Like I'm the one from Cairo.
Right.
Come from here to this. Anyway, well, we talked a lot.
Mhm.
Last time, so because she wasn't so shy.
Mhm.
With Arabic or English?
Generally with Arabic, yes, because
Okay.
she's from Egypt.
But our Arabic is not the same.
Well, I speak Egyptian very good. When I was there, yes, I
Why do you
improved my.
Why do you speak Egyptian well? Because of the movies and you're watching the movies?
Yes,
Okay.
because here when you are younger, our TV, the shows, the most of shows like comics, you know, and
Series
movies, series, all in Egyptian.
So give us the happy ending to this story, or
Well-
maybe it's not a happy ending.
Well,
Where are you now? Do you still talk to her?
No, I want to marry her.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
because I know from like 5
Mashallah.
years. Yes, 5 years something. But
You've known her for 5 years now.
Yes, but her family refused because they don't want her to be far from them. So now, like we
And-
take time.
And it's
break.
difficult for you to move to Egypt, or you're not interested in
Well,
moving?
they asked me. Her sister asked me to go to live in Egypt, but here in Algeria it's better to live, better than Egypt.
Mhm.
The salary, the way of life, it's even beautiful, more better than Cairo. You know,
Yeah.
green here.
Yeah.
There is only
You have ocean,
yes,
the sea,
the sea, and we have.
Yeah. the
Yeah.
Mediterranean
Well,
Sea.
yeah.
near to the Europe?
What's near to the
Well, they're about the same distance from Europe. But you're right, nearer to Western Europe.
Well, the African countries, Arabian countries, it's very hard to go. Arabian people very hard to go to Europe. Generally, even
But-
if you are in Algeria
But
or
is
Morocco,
is it easy for an North African to go work at another North African country?
No, it's not so easy. Here, Arabian country, especially like
Maghreb?
no, Maghreb, yes, North country.
The West.
Yes, only maybe in UAE, in Emirates, maybe it's little bit, and Qatar maybe it's little bit easier because they pay well, they welcome people. But in those countries, even the payment is not so high, so people don't want to come here. You know, you don't see like other people working here. Only maybe Middle African people. They come here because of the war in Mali or something. They come here to work, and they all have another destination to Europe. So they come here just for a few months, something, and then they will. I would say haraga. They will, without paper. Yes.
Yeah, illegally. Clandestine.
Yes. So it's like here, every country we see only the people of these countries and jinsiyya. Nationality is a little bit hard here. It's a very hard, not a little bit hard, to give a nationality. Like Arabian countries don't give nationalities to others. Even if you live here 20 years, not like Europe, maybe we give you. Here is.
So let me ask Samir. Samir, what do you think that the Maghreb, which is the West, in other words, North Africa, will it ever become a tighter union in this century?
I believe that it's possible and it will happen maybe in 20 or 30 years because we don't have choice. Le choix.
Yeah, we don't have choice.
We don't have choice for economic reason. It happens all over the world. It happens even in center of Africa. Why not in North Africa?
Yeah.
Actually, people are believing that it's interesting to have a union in north of Africa. Me, for example, I want to go to Morocco. I am interested to go to work in Morocco, and a lot of people want to come here to work in Algeria. I think that it will happen. It will happen when there will be change in our system.
Political system.
Political system. Yeah.
But so obviously the Arab Spring was not enough. In other words, the printemps.
Yes, there is a lot of change because of.
That was an opportunity for North Africa to unite. That was an opportunity, but it didn't happen.
We stopped our frontier, our borders with Morocco because of terrorism. But now we realize that terrorism is everywhere. So with union, we can be strong, and we have the same issue with the same problem. I think can disappear terrorism in our region. With union, yeah.
I mean, South Africa, in Southern Africa, Karen, you have an economic union. You have the SADC countries, whatever it's called. Okay, you don't know, but anyway, but I know you got the borders are still enforced. Yeah. So you don't have free people from Zimbabwe can't just walk into South Africa. In fact, quite the opposite. What do you think, Zachariah? Do you think that? What did you think about what Samir said? Do you think that in 30 years North Africa could unite?
I don't think it's only about government. Even with people, we still unfortunately have some racist minds in here in Algeria. Not all people, not educated people, but many people not educated think like in Tunisia or in Morocco, Moroccan people hate us, and even in Morocco, only not the educated people who have some issue with us, wrong issues, wrong ideas. Put the government in our mind like American people hate us because they want to steal our land. And they said the same for here like us. We have to first of all educate people, and then maybe we can then be one unit Maghreb. For now, Libyan people, if you talk to Libyan people, they have some issue with maybe Moroccan or Algerian because of some reasons, not even like logical reasons. Maybe I had conversation with one just 2 weeks ago. I had a car with someone. He told me the American people will play football game. He told me, I hope they will lose. Why you want? Because they hate us. Who said that? I saw in YouTube some people told bad things about us. So he have this hateness in his heart. But not all Moroccan people. I said, I don't care if someone, it mean all. Doesn't mean, but because he is not educated person, he's like, so we should educate people, then we can be united. European.
Do you think in 30 years possible or not likely? You're less optimistic. How about this century? Sometime this century?
Maybe. I hope in 30 or 40 years. We should read more books in Algeria and in Arabic countries. They don't read the book. They are not readers. That's one of the problems, as I think. Because of that, they have they believe media. But on the media always, especially some channels those kind of channels, they have a relation with government. So they put some bad ideas to, So some people just watch this TV and believe what they said. They don't read books, they don't read history, because before hundreds of years, we were one people. There were no borders before 200 or 300 years. Now there is a border. So we should be one hand to be more stronger.
I think that it's already started to be, because we always start with qualified people. I have a lot of colleagues and friends who are working in Morocco because they are qualified, and other people will be inspired by those people, and they will foster this idea to make a Maghreb Union. It will be benefit for all of us.
Do you agree with Zakaria when he said that reading is not a big thing in the culture in North Africa, or at least in Algeria? Because in sub-Saharan Africa, definitely not. It's not Rejoice, since you're from Cameroon, you can comment on you've been to 25 sub-Saharan countries. What would you say?
Yeah, I agree with Zakaria that the Black Africans at least don't read. Maybe the Algerians are better. I think they are better.
They are not better.
Yes.
So let's see what Samir says. Do you agree?
Yes, I completely agree with Zakaria. Because it's related to the past. In the past, there is a lot of people who were high graduated, but at the end they are jobless. That's why other people, it's a bad inspiration for all others. They understood that reading we can't find work with reading, and so they were making businesses, they are selling some things and commerce. But they were not interested by reading. But now it's changing. And if you go 10 years before, reading doesn't mean anything. It doesn't need to read to work. But now it's changing. It's different. And it's changing very fast in Algeria. If you want 10 years before, you will find people are completely different.
How are they changed?
I can for me, but for example, I can give you my experiences. And when I was at the university, nothing encouraged me to continue to learn at university, because most of people I know at this time didn't have work. So I was imagining myself how I can be. I was thinking that I was losing my time.
You're losing your time. You're wasting your time.
Wasting, my time.
Yeah.
But now it's changing. There is companies which are coming from outside, multinational, and they are choosing people who are graduated and have some qualification.
So people are putting more value to...
It's a good thing for... I think that if we open our border to the commerce for industries, for companies, I think it will help to change everything in Algeria.
But you still feel that the reading culture hasn't really penetrated deeply in this country?
Yes, of course, I believe on that, but it's changing now.
Okay. What about...
There's more and more people who are interesting to read.
Karen, what about South Africa, since you're from there and you're the biggest reader I've ever met in Africa?
I read fiction, But I myself find this book quite...
But I mean, do you?
Politics or...
But do your South African? Do you find that South Africans read quite a bit, or is it mainly? Is it? Do you see differences between, let's say, the Afrikaan community versus other groups in South Africa?
Francis, I'm not a normal person.
Yes, that's true. So whatever you say could be random.
I can't say what the majority of people do, because I think I really read a lot more than what the normal person.
Yes, you definitely do. Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
big library.
So
Yeah, no, but that's why I ask you. I mean, I realize though that I don't want to give people the impression that Africans just don't, that there no Africans read. I mean, obviously there are exceptions, and you are certainly one of them. You read far more, and I figured that if I ask you, I'm going to get probably a biased answer because most of your friends are probably also big readers, I imagine.
you see, I'm on the other tip of another scale. But my friends all read.
Right.
But I can't say,
It's hard to
what
say.
And I've got a variety of friends. Some of them are very spiritual and they read that way. I've got people that's very into the different people would read different stuff. I don't actually think I've met someone else that reads as much as I do.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not just talking about reading. I'm just talking about reading in general. I mean, people can reading books, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. I just think that one of the things that I've noticed that surprised me about this continent in general is just how hard it is to find voracious readers or even mediocre readers. People who read just like one or two. Is it all over?
I think
No,
so.
I don't think it's all over. I mean, yes, in general, finding readers are always a minority. That's true in any society. You'll never find a society where the majority of people are reading one book a month. But one way that I gauge this is when I'm in any kind of waiting room or either at a hospital or sitting around for a train or public transportation or in the actual bus while the bus is moving or on a plane, any of these kind of situations where people are sitting around waiting. And I look around and I look how many people are reading. Now, if 20% are reading, that's a big amount of people, I think, be reading, 20%.
I think so too.
In most places. But in sub-Saharan Africa, I will never see 1% reading.
No, I agree with you. I mean, even trying to find books. I mean,
sure.
How do they sell the books? But I don't think it's abnormal. If you think about the TVs, and all the small villages, they've got a satellite, so why would they read, if they can watch TV? Isn't it that with everything?
Right, and TV has always been a much more popular medium for the last 50 years but it hasn't, the rich world has had satellite TV for a longer period of time than sub-Saharan Africa, or any African country, but it's still, people still read even with TV existing and even with satellite TV existing, and yet it doesn't catch on.
Are we talking about your middle class? Are we talking about?
I'm talking about
obvious
all over every single level of society in Africa in general. I just don't see readers at all levels. Obviously, in the educated level, the high income level, you're going to more likely see it. But to me, what's fascinating is just not. Versus you go to Japan, for example, you go on the subway in Japan. All sorts of people, they're all reading. They're all reading.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
I see in the program
program.
it shows everyone read, but here
So it's not on the phone.
even
Because
if-
this is disgusting, I see it's no one talks to one another. It's just on the phone, It's like, what can be so?
Antisocial. Yeah, sure.
But that is
understand.
what's happening. It's
Yeah,
like, so why? I don't know what's happening on the phone. So I can't see why they would start reading. But I'm surprised. So
Yeah.
you're saying in Japan they all read?
It's a high reading culture for sure. And in fact, I read a survey once that Indians have the highest, the biggest readers on one particular survey. So I've never been to India, so I can't comment whether.
India.
India. That's what I read.
Oh, that's
but on
fantastic.
one particular survey, but I would need to do more research, and I would love to go there myself to see how obvious that is. But in any case, going back to Algeria. So tell me some other interesting differences between the Moroccans, for example. You've been to Morocco, Mr. Samir.
Yes, I have been there for a lot of time.
Your boss is from Morocco.
I'm his boss, and we have a good relation.
Yeah.
I respect her, and she respects me.
And you've been to Morocco how many times?
Maybe 10.
10 times?
Yeah,
Okay. And you're going always for business?
much of time, yeah, for
Always for
business.
Okay. And so then how do the people on the street, they immediately know you're Algerian? They just look at you and they say, okay. Or when you open your mouth.
No, yes, exactly. When I start to talk, and I ask me, are you from Algeria? Yes, and I said, that's sad. But and they were becoming very, very kind with me. I don't understand if because they saw me like a potential client customer, or because like they like Algerian people. But they are kind. They are so kind with me. Yeah.
I think that. And what about when you went to Egypt, Zakaria? Did you find that when you did people immediately know that you're from a foreign land? You're from the Maghreb, but you're
no, because I started talking in Egyptian when.
Okay.
But after like
5 minutes,
5
2
minutes,
minutes.
they know.
They say,
that I'm
okay,
not,
enough with this act.
Yeah.
We know your accent.
And then when they know that I'm from Algeria, they will be happy. They like you are one of our brothers, a brother. So it was like brotherhood between us,
Sure.
especially like Arabian and especially Algerians. I don't know, people like want to, because Algerians, every country, Arabian country, like see like Algeria, like it's close in
Close
country.
society.
Yeah, they don't know a lot about it. So when they see us, they start asking us how's the life there, and they accept me as an Algerian. That's it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because when I went to countries, let's say like Russia or anywhere in Eastern Europe for that matter, or anywhere in Morocco, something like that. In general, these are all these enemies of America, right? But when I go there, the people tend to be very happy and they almost want to prove that they have no problem with the people of America. That they just have maybe an argument with the government of America, but they want to show that we like you as people. And the same thing I think is happening when you go to Morocco. You Algerians go to Morocco. They want to say, hey, our governments might be fighting, but we want to be friends with the people. And what do you think about that, Samir?
Basically, yes, that's what I am thinking, because people always have good relation, but when we see what is happening in the TV, it's completely different. One other things that I want to say is I get a lot of time in Morocco, and every time the flight is full. You really need 1 month or 2 months before to book your flight.
What?
Instead, you will not get a place. Every time is full. I don't know. Maybe it's because border are closed, and there is a lot of people who have families in each side. Maybe that's
Few
it.
flights, not a lot of flights.
There is a lot of flights. Two flights a day.
Yeah, but they need more. They need bigger planes or more flights. They need maybe 5 flights a day.
Yeah.
And only from Algeria, I think. You
Both.
can't go in
Oran.
other town, yes, to go to Morocco. Only from Algeria.
In both way.
No, but can you leave from Oran, for example? Can you fly?
Yeah, you only for Algiers, yeah, exactly.
And then it goes to Casablanca, it goes to Marrakesh.
Only to Casablanca.
Only to Casablanca.
Yeah, 4 years before there were a flight to Marrakesh, and now only Casablanca, and I don't understand why.
And then what do you think is something that is not obvious, Zakaria, when a foreigner comes? What is something about Algerian society that is not like obvious, like it's almost like a secret, like that the foreigner doesn't notice?
Here you have to know what's haram, what's halal. This is the first thing.
What's haram and what's
Yes,
halal?
yes, what's forbidden, what's...
What is permitted?
Yes, you have to know, because Arabian and Algerian people are like religion. They have like this religion is the first thing. So if you do something like, I don't know, be more open, do something like, I don't know, drink like alcohol in streets, nothing, they will refuse that. So you have to know which halal, which haram. So you can or talk here with people and we communicate with them.
But what percentage of Algerians actually pray 5 times a day?
I don't have like exactly, but I think more than half people.
Okay.
But even the people who don't pray at all. They have like this racist to their religion. They refuse, like if you say, I don't believe in God, they say, what? They can beat you for just saying that. They refuse it. They can even maybe, I don't know, maybe some people they can even kill you. Because it's like really really like refusing. So you cannot like shouting with like those kind of things, or maybe about being gay is like refusing something very even who did it in like hiding, you know, hide it. Like even in society, government, police, every like have this one mentality about like some things like red lines you cannot like cross them.
But you're 27 years old, and I'm just curious if the younger generation is changing a bit. In other words, is it a little bit easier to be an atheist today? Is it a little bit easier to not pray as much, or to, you know, do things that are more haram?
Well, until now, especially to be atheist is closing, like no one accepted.
And same thing with homosexuality.
Yes.
Same.
Maybe homosexuality, maybe it will be like acceptable, like in 5%, maybe 1%. But to be atheist, it's not acceptable at all.
To anybody.
Anybody cannot do it or say it or like. Even I'm a religion person. I believe in God. But when I just sometimes talk to people about like religion things about existence, they refuse. They tell me like, no, you shouldn't talk. Even I have to ask things. Not mean like I will change my religion or belief, but I have to know more to believe more. It's like many people here don't want to even talk about it. It's like
Hold on. So you're saying that other Muslims in Algeria don't want to speak about Islam with you?
not about Islam, but like about God, but
the existence of God, just
existence of God,
or different religions, different
Christians. But like all the religions,
Buddhism,
how they think. They are wrong. 100%. Don't.
Let's not discuss this.
Let's not discuss it. They are wrong. I just want to discuss it, not for change my religion, but to understand them. When I talk to Buddhists, maybe or Shia, Shia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a different.
Yes, I told them why you don't think like maybe if you're born in that society, we think like them. So you think that we are the wrong people. So we have to think like that. We shouldn't like believe their beliefs, but we should start to believe, accepting them, accepting their
You've
thing.
got to question things.
Yes.
You can't just accept it.
Yes, maybe then we can like be more open to touristic. I hope that Algeria will be more touristic place, but with this like kind of
mentality.
Yes, we cannot accept that.
Tell me about other things that are haram, forbidden.
There are like obvious things like drinking alcohol, but even there, many Muslims drink alcohol, but in high way and something.
Now, if a woman goes walking around without, I see about maybe 70 or 80% of the women in Algiers, in the capital, wearing hijab. Maybe 70-80%, I think.
In Algiers, it's like
70-80%.
less, very less than
50%.
that. Like 50%.
What do you think, Samir?
In Algiers?
In Algiers, percentage of women wearing hijab.
It depends on the age, because
If it's a young person, they don't.
The younger people are wearing less hijab.
Right.
But oldest, I think that even the oldest people are making hijab because of habitude.
Right. Habit.
Yeah. And then more and more people believe that hijab is not
Necessary.
Not necessary. It's not obligatory.
It's not obligatory.
It's not obligatory in our religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the hijab is okay. You think it's 50%? You think it's
maybe it's more right.
It's definitely a generational thing.
Yes.
Definitely a generational thing. If a girl's in high school, she won't be wearing hijab most of the time. I think. Most of the time.
I told you the half people, the half girls.
But the women over 40,
the most of them wear.
they're almost all hijab. But in any case, but they don't. I don't see women in skirts.
I saw them, and they were very short. When we
Well,
went to that restaurant, and they were very short. Now,
Yeah, they even drank beer.
All right.
did I
Yes,
see wrong?
in
I
some
thought they had
places.
very short dresses.
And some places, people are thinking they are free and they are doing whatever they want, and no one talk to them. But if you should know, in some place you can wear a skirt. How to say skirt?
Yeah.
And no, and some people might talk to you and embêter.
Yeah, to bug you. To bug you.
Yeah, they would bug you.
Okay, what other things are haram? Forbidden?
Well, let's see. Eating pig.
Pig.
Yes.
Pig. Pork.
Pork, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a haram. And we don't care.
But these are all religious things. This is all Islam.
Yes,
Right.
haram is mean Islam, but Islam.
Right, I know, but maybe there's some other things that are not Islamic but are haram,
Like a smoke girl who smoke here in Algeria, especially,
Oh.
they refuse that the girl smoke.
Oh,
It's like
really?
haram with even.
Even though it's not in the Quran.
If
No.
it's haram, it will be haram for men
Boys.
and women.
Exactly. But here, like, no, for men it's okay, but for women it's haram.
You see, that's also all those girls were smoking in that restaurant.
Oh, this is the sitting restaurant.
Yes.
Why didn't I get to go there?
Well, here in some restaurants they smoke.
They went somewhere. I don't know where it was. What was the name of the restaurant? So we can all go there.
Resort in Oda.
The day that we went to my auto dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the restaurant in Algiers?
Don't remember the
I think
name.
there's more of them. I also saw one that was
in,
opposite.
it's
if
near
I'm not-
Place Audin. That's what.
Plus Oda, yeah.
Yeah, it's around there.
Mm.
Anyway, but okay, so
Well, here is not haram, but it's like.
but okay, how about let's talk virginity? That's another
Okay.
thing. It's like what percentage of the women are virgins by the time they get married?
Well, I cannot tell you that.
I know.
I didn't experience it.
Well, I could have this experience, but I refused because I believe it's haram.
Okay.
Yes, but I try every day to refuse that, even
Mhm.
like my age. I want to,
Of course.
like, but I try to hide this. But here, day by day, girls like be more like open, especially when they like watch TV, watch those kind of movies, like romantic movies.
Mm.
They want to do this experience. They want to live the love thing. Well, but here, still the community refuse that. Refuse to the girl be like to do the sex thing, or not
Before.
in before marriage.
Mm.
Yes, because of that, it's secret. It's hidden thing. In closed doors, we don't talk about it. Even who do it, don't talk about. Don't like be proud of it. You know, maybe though for the guy, he will be proud of. Here in Algeria, always like there is like a difference between woman and man. The
do
man
it.
can proud of the doing it, and it's okay. But the girl cannot say it because if the man do it, he can marry easily, get married easily. But the woman who will do it, no one will take her. Everyone wants a virgin girl. And,
So you have to go and sleep with a prostitute then.
not only for prostitute, but even if you sleep with like your
Your
girlfriend,
girlfriend.
she had to not say to anyone that she did that with you. She will like hide in secret because maybe you won't marry her. So the future husband have to not.
So what if she gets pregnant?
It's like disaster. That's disaster. That's her family in generally won't
Yeah,
refuse
of
her.
course.
Yes. And here it's not easy to leave a woman to live alone in her house. In her like
Yeah.
no one will accept to like give her his house, or she cannot rent a house. Here to rent a house you have to be like married with your family. You cannot like if I want to rent a house, I will find much difficult. No one wants to rent a house to me because I'm
you're only.
yes,
only you.
I don't have like a woman. I will think like you will like make my house
Prostitution.
yes
Yeah.
yes
You-
not
you-
not blessed
Yeah.
house. You will like
Cost.
yes. He wants This
So-
is it. So it's a little bit like
It'll be the
clean.
haram house.
Yes.
How
maybe.
about for foreigners who come here, like students? Can I rent if I am black? I come here and I want to rent a house.
It's a little bit hard.
It's hard. Also.
Even for us, it's hard. So for like foreigners, maybe if you pay very good, there are some few places you can pay. If you can pay, but it's a high cost. If you can pay, you don't care.
But also, it's interesting. Like for example, when Rejoice and I were staying at a hotel, we discovered that an unmarried. I mean, she and I are married, but if we were not married, we can stay in a hotel.
You can.
Yes, they allow foreigners to stay in hotels who are not married. A man and a woman can sleep in a hotel together, even though they're not married, if they're both foreigners. But if I'm there and I bring an Algerian woman, if I'm not married to her, I cannot bring her into a hotel. And so basically they have two laws. You know, you have how Algerians are treated and how foreigners are treated. So that's why I'm wondering if maybe if I want to rent a place and I was a single man from America, then they would say, okay, we'll rent it to him. But you're right, maybe they'll charge me extra.
But why? Is it because there's a shortage of housing, or why would you battle to rent a place? Because there's other people that needs the space more, or
Why I want to rent a place?
yeah, you said you will battle because you don't have a family.
Yes, I told you because they don't want me to bring. I will live alone. It means I will bring a girl, not my wife. So they will refuse that. They refuse it at all. You have to get a wife to rent a house. Maybe you will find some place when many young person like 5 or 6 in a house, and the owner of the house see if they watch them, you know. If they bring girls or they make like loud music or something, so sometimes because if you other neighbors, call police something, he don't want that. Because of that, he prefer to give the house to a family, not for a single person. You know?
So what do you think? Do you think that maybe 80% of women are virgins? Maybe?
I really don't.
I know you don't know.
Because they are very close in that subject. Even if you have like 10 girls did this sex, they won't tell you at all. You have to if you want to make with one of them, you have to know her very much. You have deeper to do it with her or to tell you that even if she did it, you ask her if you do with her sex and you ask her, did you do it before? She won't tell you. It's like secret because she look like a prostitute or something if she tell you that she did it before.
Well, the other thing I've heard is that there's a lot of anal sex that is popular because people will keep their virginity, their vaginal virginity, and that this is one way for everybody to be well, I don't know about everybody, but some people to be.
It's very happy for the women.
Yes.
Now many girls do it that just to not lose the virginity, so they do it.
So this is also a kind of popular practice for among young people
Yes,
nowadays.
because girls they are getting pressure from their boyfriend.
Okay.
So the best way is to do that, and because she wants to keep to be virgin. So
And she wants to she doesn't want to lose the boyfriend because then if she's if I don't take it up the butt, then he's going to go to find another girlfriend.
So
Definitely
my
not.
question is, these boyfriends and girlfriends, don't they end up being married? Like if you have a girlfriend and you decide to have sex, won't you marry her? If you will marry her, even if you disvirgin her, who cares? Because you will keep secret. You tell everybody, yes, she's a virgin. No?
But she won't be a virgin if you sleep with her.
But if you are the one who marry her, you disvirgin her, and you keep sleeping with her until you get married.
But who said maybe you won't marry her after all? It happened a lot.
So people will disvirgin girls saying, I will marry you.
I will marry you, but then they won't. So it won't trust you, you know.
maybe the family, if the family didn't accept the boy or the girl, it will be a disaster because she lost virginity with him, and now.
Yes.
They will not accept marry with her because of family or something such as.
That's happened not only in Algeria, it's like in all Arabic countries, the same, they're the same. I talked to Tunisian people, the same thing. Maybe Tunisia more open.
But what I can say that there is a lot of people who accept to marry with a woman who lost virginity, but they will never tell that. There is a lot of people.
Not a lot,
who
maybe
accept.
few people, not a lot.
When you say a lot of people, maybe 10% or 5%.
Maybe if you loves her, he loves her, he will accept that. But if he don't know her, the traditional marriage. I don't know a girl. I sent my family to my mother's example.
Really?
I told her yes, it's happened a lot here.
So you get married off.
Yes, I told her search for me for a girl who's like that, and especially in the weddings, she showed that girl dancing beautiful something. She asked her mother, "Is she married? Is she She said no, she's single." Okay, then my family, example, go to the house, and I go with them, an example, and see the girl, how is she looks. And then we ask about her in a neighbor. Her name is she good person? They do the same. They ask about me.
Okay.
Example, her family. He's a good person. He works. He have some money, a house, car, something like that. Yes.
How big's the car? What kind of car do you drive?
Yes.
Not that yet.
Yes. Not all people, but most of people ask. They don't care a lot about car, but they care about his personality. He's not crazy. Example, he's not a drunk person. He's not a bad person. He have stable work. This is the most things that they ask about. And for the girl, of course, they ask if she's a strict girl. They cannot ask about if she's a virgin, but they ask if she's a straight girl, if she go out with boys a lot, if people saw her go out with every time. She have reputation, exact. So this is, but now lately many people ask about. They love each other like European or American way.
Look at you! I think it's so cute.
Well, but here, not like Europe or in USA or in Europe. If she told you that I made love with someone, she tell you the truth. But here, and it's not forbidden for them. But here, it's forbidden to her to do that, and she did it. So for us, not only, but I took not virgin girl, but she maybe in the future she will do the same. Even after marriage, she can because she have bad history. Maybe she will do it in the future. Because of that, many of people don't want to and here the man have this reputation. He want other. He want don't like others to laugh about him. Oh, this guy, he married the woman that she slept with others. They don't want that.
So what happens if the husband dies? So what about if she's a widow? Can she get married again?
Yes, she can get married again.
But she's not a virgin.
Yes, but in that kind, it's okay. It's not forbidden.
But it's never going to change, is it? I think maybe in the Western world it's still all right, but I still think most of the countries, it's fine for the men to have sex before marriage, but not the women.
Where?
I think most of Africa, or maybe most countries. I don't know if it's just the religion.
Well,
I don't know what is Somalia.
What percentage?
I think it's the countries that is a lot of Muslim, where there is a lot of the Muslim, and even Christians are not too strict with virgins, but the Muslims are. If you go to the northern part of Cameroon, where I came from, it's the same thing. You have to be a virgin to get married. If not, your family will be in trouble. You are in trouble. You are ashamed, right? So everybody wants to be a virgin. Girls buy medicine, they buy drugs and everything just to make themselves virgin again. because if not, it's really a big catastrophe.
And also for the family.
Yeah, and also for the family, it's just like something that is not acceptable. You know, to not be a virgin is not. You don't want to do that.
But what's the percentage of people from your village rejoice?
Who are virgins?
Yeah.
Well, they will not tell you. That is the problem. The girls, Rukaya, to my cousin, who is going out every day, she's in the university. She goes out and come back the next day when she's in the capital. But when we're in the village together, we're locked in the house together, she will tell you she's a virgin.
Yes.
How can you know she's not a virgin?
Yes.
I don't know. You know, in the house we are 4 girls. And if you ask all the 3, they will tell you they're virgins. But they go out. They have
Yes.
boyfriends.
But I think I agree with you 100%. But my point is that I think in Black Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, where you're from, they're much more likely, even though they're Muslims, they're much more likely to get around these virginity expectations and have premarital sex. Versus in North Africa, I think the society is so much more strict about it. It's the percentage of women who are virgins before marriage is much higher than that in Sub-Saharan Africa.
I agree with you because these people are much more strict than the black sub-Saharans. Yes, yes. The girls that are virgin here, it's higher in number than the ones you will find in Cameroon. Than the ones you
Even
find
in the Muslim
Nigeria.
society.
Yeah, even in the Muslim society, here is more. It's more. Yeah,
Much higher.
much higher.
But now at the last years, girls start to be like more open. I can see that now girls ask for that. If you go out with her, maybe 1, 2, 3 times, she will ask you to do it with her. She now not like before. You ask from her, please come on, let's do it. Now the girl, not all the girls, few, but her, and maybe if you don't do it with her, she refuse you, you know.
But isn't it maybe because the attitude of men is opening up?
Yes.
I mean, if you say she's going to be rejected by society, okay, not as bad as you said, but I mean, it's still a reputation, don't I just think maybe men's, what do you call it, opinions maybe, or what? It's not opinions, changing.
Sure, no, that's a very good observation because part of the society norms is dictated by both sexes. In other words, so
And I'm really what I've read, okay? I mean, it's men that started imposing this is now the woman must start wearing,
The
you know,
scarf.
what is the
hijab.
and things like that. And it was someone decided,
They have to be.
you know, they
virgins.
have
Well,
to,
let
they
me put.
below, they're not
I'm
the same
born.
standard, they've got to be virgins and things like that. That was men deciding it. Because I don't think it was like that always.
Well, I don't know. I have to research that one to know. But given the fact that it's in the Quran, that they talk about virginity in the Quran, it's obviously something that did exist in the 7th century. Now, was there a period of time in the 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th century where all of a sudden this obsession with virginity went away and now it came back? I don't know.
Just
But
really-
But they're definitely, this is not the first time in human history in this region where virginity was a big deal.
Is it even written in the Quran somewhere that the girls have to be virgins?
It
You know,
doesn't have to be?
that the girls have to be virgin in the Quran.
Yes.
Is there a place?
Yes.
You know, I went to.
No,
well,
the girls
they
then.
went to
They
the
saw
first
Not
in this way.
Zani was Zani, yeah.
I went
but
to
what does it mean, zani, zani? In the Quran, it said that it's how you say forbidden
Haram.
to make sex before marriage and after marriage if he is not your husband for women, and it's the same thing for men.
Yeah, this is.
Exactly, so
Yeah,
it's
it's right, but he
interpretation.
never told about virginity because virginity women can lost virginity before for other reason.
before
not
even
only
having
sex.
sex. Yeah.
No, look,
Hmm.
we can say zina.
Zina, fornication,
Fornication.
adultery.
Exactly how to do it, as I heard from. When even if you're like I'm naked, you're naked. We touch each other. It's not called. But when we do this relation,
Hmm.
with full relation, then it will be zina. Then then it will be like 400%, 100%, if we are not married. But even like if I'm like I cannot. But there is a level for haram. If I touch you, maybe it's like I will gain like bad
Reputation.
not oh god
Bad record.
record.
They will
yes.
write small number 2.
Yeah, yes.
If you touch now the breast, they add
Yeah,
1.
yeah, exactly.
And if you kiss, 5.
But if you do
Oh,
the
if you
relation,
Using the
Six.
word.
10.
like yes, it's the higher. Yes, like
How to say traitor?
Traitor.
I have question for you. For European people and Occidental people, American, others, how can you define traitors?
How can you define
Define
traitors?
this because sometimes I see that in one documentary that the woman can kiss another man and it's not a traitors.
It's not
Cheating, or adultery.
Yeah.
Adultery. Okay. Yes. So how do you define adultery?
What is the limit to say that
This is cheating. Or
this is cheating
not.
or
This is
not?
adultery. Oh, that's a.
I think if you kiss someone else,
But
that
in fact-
is cheating.
But for French people, it's not cheating.
No, kiss
What's that
where?
kissing
Here,
one?
here.
Lips.
Like a French kiss?
Yeah.
not French kiss, but a friend kiss, like friendly kiss, like I kiss you from.
When
But
it's
French
friendly?
people,
Just on the cheek?
No.
French people told me that when
I come and
kiss-
do good
Yeah,
morning,
it's-
Samir, on the mouth.
It's like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Un
like that.
petit bisou sur la bouche.
Yeah.
Ça va, c'est acceptable.
For French people, yeah.
Ça,
It's the
c'est
same
comme les
thing.
Français.
That's why religion it makes red things, a red line that we don't have to, because you can define everything as you want. Okay, maybe in few years we will tell you it's not a treason
Adultery.
if we have another man for women and another woman for men. But if we have more, it's cheating.
Cheating.
It's cheating. You
Well,
can
our-
define.
Our
You can.
president's got what, 8 wives?
Hmm?
And all the girlfriends.
Mhm.
Zuma. Yeah, President Zuma, your president.
With lots of girlfriends.
For the
lots and lots and lots of kids.
We're still in 2017, the end of 2017, so Zuma is still in power. But anyway, to answer your question, I'm not sure if the Quran, just because the Quran draws a line of where cheating begins and where it ends, is definitely helpful. Because, for example, a Muslim woman, if you just sit there and smile and wink at some girl, you might say, well, it's not in the Quran. It doesn't say that I can't wink at a girl and say hello. But she says, I don't care if it's not in the Quran. You just cheated on me, or you're being unfaithful to me, even though it's not. So I don't think just because the Quran says this or that, it's not gonna. There's always a gray area, no matter.
Exactly.
There's always a gray area,
Exactly.
and so. It doesn't solve that problem. And to answer your question, what is adultery in the West? It just depends. There's no easy answer. It just depends from individual to individual. And although obviously there's certain things that I think most people will agree, obviously having sexual intercourse with another person, almost everybody will agree. But there's open marriages. There's all sorts of things in Western society that allow people to move that line all over the place. And so in the end, it comes down to a decision amongst the couples themselves. But there are social norms.
But here in Arab countries, before like several centuries, it was easier. Like the boy when he get like 17, girl when she got like also 17 or 16 something, she get married. They don't have this like pressure inside, it's easier. Now the young man is like 30 or more than that, and girl also. It's hard now to get married because of here in Algeria example, the family of the girl ask a lot of things. You need to have a car, a house. When the marriage, the wedding, it's very expensive. Yes, very expensive. So I cannot afford that. I should like work like several years to. I cannot like hold this pressure. I have to like make a relation with girl. This is the problem. Before it was easier. You don't need to have like a house. It was very easy, but now it's very hard. The family, the tradition, many things make it hard. So the Algerian person get like confused between doing it halal, doing it haram, doing it as he wants, how to do. He's always been like this.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, and you have your friend Samir, who's 40 years old, and he's still not married.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
You don't have a fancy car enough, you see?
No, he's got money, he's got a car, but for whatever reason, he hasn't married. But I think I understand what you're saying, Zakaria, which is basically that the society kind of forces you to wait, but then you're a man with testosterone and you want to have sex, and you can't. Back in the old days, you could be married by the age of 18, and you satisfy this sexual desire and get that out of the way. And nowadays, you have to postpone it for 10 years and work, and the time when your testosterone is raging at the highest levels is when you're supposed to suppress it. I mean, that's asking for suicide there. I can understand that this drives people to all sorts of levels of insanity.
But don't the women work?
What?
The women, don't they work?
Don't
Work?
they
Don't the women are working?
Yes, they are working. In Algerian society, they work, especially in those like 10 or 20 years. The last, they work. They have jobs. That's what I mean. Yes.
So in the meantime, they stay with the family
Yes.
until they find
they
a
get
boyfriend that's rich enough.
But here in Algeria,
That's crazy.
even the woman work, she doesn't care. You have to pay everything. She doesn't help you. The most of times, not.
Yeah, a lot of times said that my money is my money, but your money is our money.
Of course, it's not only in Algeria, Samir. In Cameroon, it's the same thing. Even if I'm working, I have good salary every month.
Yeah.
My money is my money, but the husband money is our money.
Yeah,
It's just
for
like this. You have to buy my parfum, my creams, my food, house rent, everything the man have to pay.
But now Algerians, we have this problem of this issue about like if I will let my wife work or not, working or not. I will refuse her to. Many of Algerians, like me, I want my wife to not work, to stay at home, not because like I want to like put her in prison or something, but I want her like to focus in house more than focus in, because I can see that even in European, American society, like they cannot like take care of their kids if especially the mother, if she get out from morning till and when she came like tired, she cannot like focus like to like raise her son, her children. So now the most of girls want to work, and most of boys don't want them.
There is a lot of women who don't want to work. I know a lot of women that who told me that when they get married, she will stop to work.
I didn't meet them. Most of the work, I think once it happened to me with one girl. She told me I want to stay, but the others I knew like few girls. Some I know them like I had a relationship with them. Others friends, only friends to mine, and all they have the same problem that they want to work. Their boyfriend or their future
They want to
husband
be
want
independent.
them to stop working. So that's make us a little bit. I had like a relation with a girl. I told her I want to stop. I work in desert, and she works also in desert, like me. I work month by month. 1 month I stay at home, month I work there. She told me that she wants to continue. I told her no, you cannot like go month there and like leave your kids at home. That's not like logical. You should either. She told me, but I will help you with money because generally in desert you pay more than the north. I will help you with money. I will get anything I want to buy. So it's not about money. I can work like a double jobs, but it's about like take care of my house, take care of yourself, take care of everything when you stay at home. But when you get out, always have this. And everyone, not all like my mom. Some people don't think like me. Other people think like I don't want my girl to be outside to not see others. Others say maybe when she works she will meet other men. You talk to them. I don't want. I get jealous. Everyone have this. I think that I have to trust in my wife. I know that if she's a good wife, even if she got out, she won't do that. But I have like other reasons that I want my kids rest well, you know. This is, everyone have this.
I'm going to really hope that you get this girl. We have to just.
Okay, going back to your Egyptian girlfriend, is it? But you said the family has refused.
Yes, they have like as she said, Saida. I think Saida. You know Saida. It's like who lives like in the. Saida.
Rejected.
مش كوني pas سعيدة.
سعيدة دوك اللي يسكنوا في البلاد برا ويلبسوا هاتوك هكا عقلية تاع سعيدة عرفتها؟
لكن nomad or
like a nomad. It's from another part of society, out of the society.
Yes, it's like a part of Egypt. They are very like close people.
Oh, I see.
They refuse everything.
They're closed-minded.
Yes, closed-minded.
So her family is very close-minded, and they're afraid of losing their daughter to go to Algeria. But you don't want to go to Egypt.
No, I don't want to go to Egypt right now because it's even they are the economic issue.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Yes, too bad. I don't want to go there. I'm good here. Maybe I will go to USA or maybe to Emirates, but not.
And you've seen her once? That one trip that you went to Egypt? Or?
Yes.
Okay, that was our
3
one
times in that trip.
3 times during that trip. You met her. You had 3 meetings.
3 meetings.
In 7 years.
Not 7 years, 5, but 3 or 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years since you've met her.
Well, before we didn't like love each other, just like talk to each other, play games, and then after time, I liked her way of thinking. You know, it's like similar to mine. She's like a good person, know how to talk, and not very open, not very close, like what I want. And then I want her to be like mine. I talked to her like she refused at the beginning. She was very hard to get, and then after like a year or 2, we started like me get closer to each other. And then she admitted that even she likes me. And then after that, after like 6 months of talking to each other as like lovers, I told her I will come to you, and I want before to visit Egypt. And then it's like opportunity to me. I went there, so I met her, but unfortunately in the end, she even refused. One of the reason. Many girls want to live with you, only with you.
Allah.
Yes, alone. Yes, but here in Algerian society, not all men, but many men like want to live with their family, with his mother, to let like the girl learn from his mother.
Oh goodness.
Yes. Well, for me, I have to do that because I live. I go to the desert to work, so I cannot leave her alone at her apartment. She's young. I have to let her in. She told me that she cannot live with my family. She will come to live with me, not with my family. She have a reason, but what I could do. This is my job. I love it. So.
What do you do? What kind of work?
I studied electronic, so I work in oil company. Yes, and the job is nice. I like to discover new things, repairing new stuff, and in this job I like it. The payment is good because in the other payment better than here because they have oil companies generally. They pay here generally the payments here. If you work in government company, they won't pay you much. You cannot do anything with their payment. You cannot travel. You cannot live here. But with the other companies, oil companies, you can live your life. You know.
Yeah.
You have and I like it because there is 1 month I work, 1 month I stay in this 1 month. I can travel. I like to travel. I can travel in Algeria or outside Algeria.
Let's go back to more important topics like anal sex.
I'm shocked about that, I promise you. I never.
I'm sure everybody would be. So, Samir, let's get back to this subject. What percentage of women do you think have anal sex before marriage? So, are we talking 20%, 10%, or is it 50% majority? Do you think most women have tried it, or is it a minority?
I think that it's a minority. I don't
so
have
less than
exactly
half. Less than half.
For sure, less than half. Maybe 5% or 10%.
5 or 10%. Okay, so it's
and
not
it depends on the places because Algeria is different.
Big. Yeah, so in the city of Algiers, it might be higher.
Yeah, and there is a place where open-minded and they accept. There is men who accept to marry with not virgin women.
Yeah.
So it's becoming natural, normal
Right.
to see a woman which is not a virgin before marriage.
Right.
Maybe 5 or 10%.
What do you think?
Maybe it's that's
Okay, so it's not a widespread practice. It's not a widespread practice. But it's enough that people talk about it. I've heard it. Several people mention it to me as a thing, especially among the young population that struggles to keep their virginity. So I was just curious to see how prevalent it actually is on a realistic level, but not a big deal. And you see this all slowly starting to change. And have you given up on your Egyptian girl, or you're still gonna?
You can't.
well. Now I don't think about her. I still talk to her, but not like before.
Not as before. Okay.
Yes. Now I want to finish my now I'm doing training. I will finish next month. I'm not thinking about laws and relationship and this. Yes, until and they have this the army service.
You have to do that still.
I'm doing the papers. I'm trying to not do it because I'm the only male in the house.
Okay.
So there's law if only one, but you have to make a big file.
Okay.
So I'm doing it. I want to clear my mind with this service and the other thing. Then when I clear my mind, I have only my job, my thing. I can search about
All right. Find the zawja.
And it's changing every time. Because before in Algeria, when you went to marry, you ask your mother to find you a woman 20 or 30 years before. And now they accept that men choose a woman.
Right. So 30 years ago, the mother would pick the...
Yeah.
Now you're divorced and you're thinking about getting married again, and you're telling me that you would consider, Samir, of having your mother pick your next wife. Tell us why. Why you're thinking this as a potential thing.
I believe on how to say in English. دعوة الخير كيف اسمها؟
To be
benediction. I believe on benediction.
Benediction, yeah, blessed.
Yeah, and if the mom chooses for you, she will be benedicted. So never things will happen to you.
So you think that it's because she's blessing the relationship?
Yeah, and they see that all people who were married in the past are still together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point because most of marriage were succeeded even they were not known each other.
Right. They most marriages succeeded. They stayed together even though they did not know each other.
Exactly.
They didn't have a time. Well, I mean, just the same way Zachariah, you've seen her 3 times, and you don't really know her. But
yes.
But if you did get married to her, you'd probably stay together.
I think it would be better if you don't know your wife, so you will have this patience of knowing her. But if you know her for
5 years, 10 years.
Yes, I always stay with her, know her body, her way of talking. It's it's like there is something like, and even if you like have many relationship with many girls, and then after marriage you will still want more and more. You won't like stick with your wife. You want it to enjoy more with others. Maybe after 5 years, you told her, like, there is no love between us. I want other, because you used to do that before. But when you don't used to do that, you like have this pressure. I want to get to know my wife. I want to know. You don't know any girl, and then when like your mother choose to you one, you will love her, or you will like stick with her.
Yes, and what I want to add is that definitively you can't know each other before you are living together. I know a lot of women, but I know that when you are together, they change their mind. It's difficult when you live together and you have a lot of things to do, and everyone try to impose himself and to separate the task and so on. That's what I found out. So, however, you say that you know woman, it's not truth.
Right. Well, there's a famous thing I like to quote is, when a man marries a woman, he hopes that she will never change, but she does. When a woman marries a man, she hopes he will change, but he doesn't.
Never. Yes, exactly.
And the people lie to each other, the couple, before they get married. She told them only the good things about her. I like to do this. I'm good cooker. And he also lied to her about show only the good, positive things. And then when they get married, she will get like confused. But he's not the one she knew before marriage, because she will live with him in the same house. So that will make like sometimes problem, you know. She will like you didn't tell me that you do, I know you snore when you sleep, something like that. Sometimes that make problems. So that she will shock about him. She will see that she doesn't know this person right. No, you know. She feel like she know he's another person now. She saw his bad things. She start to like get confused, and the same for him. This is why. In Europe or something, you know her better. The marriage is not something like paper thing to do. It's not something like very big deal. You sleep with her, you live with her. It's not something. But here, even if you know her for 5 years, you just say like go out to pizzeria to eat something, and she will go to her house. Yours. You won't know the truth about her, the whole truth, and not only the good things. You will love her for, you have this like. In your mindset that she's perfect, but when it's better to not know her at all. When you know her with like bad and good things in the same time, maybe you will accept her after marriage. So,
how is it in South Africa?
I think like in America.
Yeah.
Although I can't say. Okay, but I even think wherever you go, I don't know about the rural villages. I don't know if you think Zumani's 8 wives. I don't know. I don't know how that works or whatever, but
I will definitely choose a wife for my brother. I am his mom now. Our mother is dead. Our parents are all dead, and I have a younger brother. His name is Mustafa. I love my brother so much, and I don't want him to marry a bad woman. So I will choose a wife.
You will choose a wife?
Yes.
He's
maybe from Berber tribe.
You have Berbers?
No, we don't in Algeria.
Okay.
Yeah, I will travel to Algeria.
Okay. There are like beautiful Berber.
I saw one Berber girl, the sister of Afla. Afla is Berber. She's 14 years old. Very beautiful child.
But she's a child.
But she will grow up.
It's future plans.
I mean, how old will your brother be?
It's okay. I'm not planning about this one.
Okay.
I said
she wants for her brother to marry a Berber girl.
Really?
Yeah.
And why I prefer that my mother choose for me a woman? Because every time when you met someone, he want to introduce you to another man, for example, there is always an interest because he is your friend, or he get pressure from his another friend to introduce him to another man. But your mother choose for you the right person. She knows you very well, and she knows what you accept, what you didn't accept. That's it.
She knows your weaknesses.
Exactly.
And she knows what you need.
Exactly.
Like my mom would say, Francis, you're a disaster. You need someone to organize your life. So that's why I married Rejoice. Because I knew my mom would approve.
So you met her here in Africa?
Yes,
or?
yes, in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, we met in Cameroon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. But I think it's the problem. You're right about in Western society. We definitely know each other much more than in Africans, well, especially in North African society. But the thing is that there's still no guarantee. Just because you know her very, very well, or she knows you very well, people change. You know.
But in USA, what about marriage? I think that many people there, especially in those last 15 years something, people don't want to get married. Even she lives with him for 20 years. They won't get married.
Yeah. There's definitely that going on, and even what often happens in America is that people will wait until they decide they want to have children. Then they might get married before they have children. So they might live with each other 5-10 years, and then they say, okay, well, we're going to have children now, so let's get married. We're going to be more official about this. But even nowadays, you have people who are getting married, who have children, and they're still not married. They live together, and they might be together for 20 years with children, everything, and they never got to fit. But that's rare. I mean, it's rare. Most Americans do get married eventually, but they might cohabit for longer. But cohabitation is definitely going up, for sure. I'm sure the same thing in South Africa, right?
Yeah, no, I think most of the people don't want to get married because there's so many people getting divorced. So if your parents get divorced, it's like, why would you even bother to get married?
In Algeria, when you have a child, you can't declare him as a father if you are not married.
No, right.
Only a woman does
mother.
right to declare him.
Right.
That's it.
Because of that, it's a disaster here to have a kid without marriage.
Any final thoughts you want to tell the Western world, Americans or anybody else listening, about Algeria? Any kind of myths that people might have about Algeria?
Myth? I think there is a lot of.
A lot of myths? For example, what? That you're all terrorists?
That you shouldn't go to Tamarasset to watch the beautiful sunrise.
Any myths that you want to try to dispel?
No, we are African. We are not here. Is not like the desert. Many of European things, but Algeria is a desert country. Have only desert. We have many places, mountains, snow, many kind of beaches sand, quality of sand.
Yeah.
We have it's like ocean. It's not ocean. Continent. Algeria is like a continent. You will find diversity in it.
Yeah, that is definitely true. It is the biggest country in Africa, and it has quite a bit of geological and diversity. The only thing it doesn't have is a rainforest, I don't think. Maybe it does have a rainforest.
No, because
But it
we are
has-
not still.
It's not humid enough, but definitely it has, like you said, forest, mountains, snow, and beaches, and of course it does have a big part of desert. What do you think, Samir? Any
Yes.
final thoughts?
Yes, we have everything in Algeria. We have snow, we have sea, we have forest, we have Sahara.
Any myths?
We have a lot of myths, which are how to say. We saw them as normal. For example, mauvais œil. How to say?
The bad eye
But I.
Bad eye. Everyone.
gives you the bad eye. The
Now-
evil eye.
Now everyone believes on that. Not me, but most of people are believing on that.
Give me an example of what the.
Mauvais sort. When someone buy a car, for example, and if someone tell
Is it your car?
no, I give an example of if someone buy a car and her neighbor
Is jealous.
is
What?
jealous, and he will be angry and tell him why you didn't tell me God bless you or something like this. Biberk.
Yeah, God bless you.
Comme on dit chez nous. Yes, that's it.
It's like that.
We have a lot of which are seen as normal, but maybe for you is a myth.
Yeah, we have other myth, like all Algerians speak French. And it's not true. Even in Arabic countries, they tell Algerians speak French. No, I don't speak French.
Yeah.
Many like 18, well, not 18%, maybe 60 or 70%, 60 or 70, they don't speak French. Only like people who live in Algiers or in Kabyle towns, like Berber, who speak very well French. But the other wilayat, other states, they don't speak French. Many of them, they don't even know how to speak French. They don't even understand French. But many countries think that all Algerians speak French very well and don't even know how to speak Arabic. But speak only Arabic, you know.
That's interesting. So, they don't even speak English. They just speak Arabic only.
Well, lately people, especially young people, want to learn English, want to speak English, want from the state, from government to remove French because French is the second language. Remove it and put English in instead.
Really?
Because yes, they think what we gonna do with French? It's poor language. English is better because it's a universal language.
Well, they're right, of course.
Well, but we cannot do that right now because it's in deep.
But you know, Rwanda did that. Rwanda was a French-speaking country, and then I think about 20 years ago or so, they changed it, and now they're
Improved.
They said French is out of the school, and now English is in the school.
But it's not so easy. Who will study it? No one can not no one, but even the teachers who teach English are not really capable to do it. Yes, they know the rules, but they are not really linguistic. We don't have this communication in UK or USA. We do not have this in France. We have this relation between Algeria and France,
sure.
collaboration. They work together, hospitals, doctors, They do a lot of projects with each other. So people from while they speak French easily, then we cannot now change it in one day. You start doing English is the second language after Arabic is not so easy.
Yeah, definitely. It will not be. And then you have South Africa that has 11 official languages. Or now is it 12?
No, it's 11.
It's still 11? Okay.
And
When I left, it was 11.
And everybody talk all those 12 or
No,
11?
you see, it's different. What do you call it? Tribes? Is that the word? So if you move from one province to another, that's mainly that. But English is the
Common language.
common language. Yeah.
More common than Afrikaans.
Yes. Although I think the language that's spoken most by the people is the Zulu. But Afrikaans is not way behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of people speak Afrikaans.
yeah. I mean, I definitely saw a lot of colored people.
Yeah, now they all speak Afrikaans.
Yeah.
So you can speak with, could a person with English, he will understand you? If he's from another clan?
You know what, if I call the black languages,
Yes.
they also call it, there's a Fanica law, and it's basically the language that was used by the miners. So there's different common words that they would be able to talk. I can't say, they will understand everything,
Few.
but you will see a Xhosa would speak to a
Okay.
Tswana and understand some of it, so I think it's between
So
the-
there is like a little bit like a lost in communication between like South African people.
Well, most of the people speak English.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so you'll
Yes, yes.
speak, I'll speak Afrikaans to this person because I know that person will be able to. Because I can't speak, any of the African languages, of course, they will have to also revert to English. But we get by very well.
But when I go to Europe sometimes, they ask me about, and I have many European friends, they ask me about, is it safe here?
Where in Algeria?
Yes, in Algeria. When they say Algeria, it means Africa. They
That's
generally.
Africa.
Yeah.
Go and have a look on the internet.
Yes.
Is it safe to travel to Algeria?
No, I think it's when you go to Europe, it's not safe. More than every time I hear like a bomb in airport or something, I start to get scared when I go to Europe. Not in Algeria, nothing is dangerous.
There's no terrorists.
Yes, sometimes some individual like crime or something, but in generally, it's not so.
Yeah, it's super safe.
But I mean, if you go and Google, is it safe to travel to Paris? I'm sure it's going to say it's fine. But go and have a look if you Google any country in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, I'm not saying Botswana.
Yeah.
But I think it's especially the Australian embassy. It's like almost the red lights flashing. No,
No.
avoid traveling to that country. I mean, like you said.
And you went there, it's safe.
I know. I mean, when I said I wanted to come to Algeria, even the embassy didn't want to give me a visa. You're going to get lost in the desert, Where do you want to go? They want to say, no, you can't. I mean, they think it's dangerous here.
But
Yeah.
I think it's only this year they let the people go to Tamarast, foreign people. Before years they refused European or foreign people go to desert, go to Tamarast exactly because they kidnapped them. Some group
But
of
that was 2006, wasn't it?
after 2006
Yeah.
because every time they kidnap European people and they ask for money their governments to give them money. And then Algeria, okay, stop. We won't let any European go to the desert. Only Algerian who can, because no one will kidnap us. Anyway, then I think this year they allowed because yes. So you are lucky you can get now.
But I'm also African. You see, we don't have money.
So what are they going to do? Ransom you off or how many rand?
The rand,
Yeah.
Rand against.
Rand. Yeah. So let's finish up, and I just curious because this is such an interesting conversation. We have two Algerians, one South African, and one Cameroonian here. So we have South Africa, Southern Africa, Middle Africa, and North Africa. And so here's the big global question: will Africa ever unite under one common market or one common passport? You know that right now that the African Union has been trying to create an African passport, which will allow for visa-free travel to all of the continent. So if you have an African passport, you can go to South Africa, to Botswana, to Cameroon, to Algeria, without any visa. And in fact, Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, and I think the president of Chad, they already have. Now, of course, they're diplomats, so for them it's easy travel. But this is the vision that they want to create in the 2020s. In the next decade, they want to have this African passport. Do you think there's a prayer of a chance of this happening?
Maybe 30-20. Not 20-20.
In the year 3020? 3020, okay. Yes, I love your realism. Samir?
Yeah, I believe that it can be happen.
In the year 3020?
Yeah, but
Yes.
that
He said 3020.
only African passports, but you will not have the right to work in another countries because jobless is different from a country to another. If we open free
Borders.
borders to others, a lot of people will move from a place to another,
Yeah.
from a country to
Your,
another.
your desert will become full.
Yeah, but
They will come here. What does it? They will come to the north.
Well, you have the biggest land, so everybody will move to Algeria.
but I believe that African passport can be a reality in 2020.
In the 2020s.
Yeah, 2020s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Why not?
Because it's
Karen.
all this politics
He-
and
he's-
everyone's
even-
grabbing money
he's saying
and... No,
It's 1,000 years. He's giving 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I won't even
Maybe. I
do
said
that. I won't
maybe.
even do that. There's too many money grabbing people and it's all about politics and all about grabbing money and getting rich. I definitely can't.
Not even by 3020.
No.
And the last word will be the Rejoice Princess from Cameroon.
Oh yeah.
African passport.
African, no. I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to. It's not possible to have a African passport. Maybe during my lifetime, I would live about 90 years old. I'm planning to live before I die, and I don't think the passport will be ready for me to get it. So if I don't have it until I die, that means it doesn't exist. It didn't exist.
So you don't want to wait around till 3020?
I don't think I can do that. You know,
But if you could,
if I could, yes, maybe it will happen.
All
But
right.
I will die before then.
I
so-
wonder if they will have podcasts in the year 3020.
And that concludes this episode of the Wander Learn podcast, where we explore travel technology and transformation. If you'd like to see the show notes with links to what we talked about, or if you'd like to comment on the show, or if you'd like to ask me a question, then go to wanderlearn.com and click on the latest episode. If you'd like to connect with me, just remember FTapon. That's my first initial and my last name. FTapon is the username I use on all social media. You can also get to my website by going to ftapon.com. Here's one last reason to remember FTapon. If you like what I do and want to get rewarded for supporting my projects, then go to patreon.com/ yep, you guessed it, FTapon. That's where you can pick up some sweet rewards for as little as $1 a month. And remember, subscribing to the Wander Learn podcast helps, but downloading each episode helps even more. Please share the podcast, review it, and sign up for my newsletter at wanderlearn.com. This show was edited by Rejoice Tapon. The music was composed by Eric Stratman. This is Francis Tapon, encouraging you to wander and learn.